Justice, the word itself, is often given to us all-inclusive, as everybody deserves a fair shake and an equal opportunity, when for many it's been anything but that.
In 2009, Modu's artistic director and founder, Kirsten Wilson, wrote and directed Rock's Karma Eros, which debuted at the City of Boulder's sesquicentennial. This multimedia production and film explores Boulder's founding through the lens of race and class, breathing new life into historical figures and events, while tracing how the history of racial violence has manifested in the community today.
I think for me, again, it's that why question.
Why?
Why are things the way they are?
Positive community response to Rock's Karma Eros was the catalyst that led to the founding of Modus Theater in 2011. Today, we are celebrating 10 years of strategic storytelling at the nexus of arts, social justice, and policy. In 2012, Modus Theater began collaborations with recipients of DACA and later other immigrant leaders to develop and share autobiographical monologues of those caught in the crosshairs of aggressive and inhumane U.S. immigration policies. These first-hand stories challenge the false narratives through the truth of lived experience. They have become the heart of a series of Modus productions, including the award-winning Do You Know Who I Am?, Salsa Loteria, Women of Resolution, and Modus Theater's touring Undocumented project. These stories have reached over 300,000 people thus far.
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Do you know who I am?
Do you know what is happening across our nation? Hardworking immigrants, good parents just like mine, locked away like criminals in detention centers.
This is not justice. It is not justice.
Somebody once told me,
Go back home.
Go back where you belong.
they were talking about Mexico. But I don't even know what Mexico's like. I've been here since I was a little kid.
Do you know who I am?
I am not a criminal.
Do you hear me?
You see me, but you don't see me.
Do you see a war? Can you feel your own heart telling you it's urgent?
My people are hardworking. This is what we do to survive.
If this country continues to deport the undocumented community, it is missing out on courageous, strong, intelligent, family-loving, hardworking people of great value. And that's not only our loss, it's your loss to miss out on this.
Please, listen to your heart, not just for me or for the undocumented community, but for your own humanity too.
Do you know who I am?
Undocumented.
And unafraid.
And asking for an immigration reform.
In 2017, Modus asked leaders with the decision-making power to impact the immigrant community to stand in the shoes of undocumented monologuists by standing with them on stage and reading their story aloud. Modus drew national attention and over 16,000 viewers to an unprecedented performance of Colorado law enforcement reading Dreamer stories.
Telling their stories as our way to say, we see you, and you are part of the community that we serve and protect.
After the success of the Undocumented project, Modus initiated the Justice Project in 2019 and developed autobiographical monologues with individuals who were formerly incarcerated that focused on the inhumanity and the injustice of the criminal legal system.
But I've come here today to tell you my version of the narrative. Because all you hear is the shocking, sensationalized crime stories in the media.
Where's the equity? Not equality. It feels like it's just us instead of justice.
I want my words to paint a picture so you understand.
As a black man living in the US, it feels like a privilege if you're not in jail. Freedom is a luxury. Fairness is a luxury.
The fact is,
All of us up here are human beings who have committed crimes, but that is not our truth.
I was incarcerated before I went to prison by the bounds of poverty and injustice, and the shackles had more rings than I can count.
The criminal justice system itself has been criminal in the name of justice.
When rehabilitation is really nothing more than humiliation, separation, abuse, and closed doors, then there's no wonder there is an endless cycle of recidivism.
Did the judge know what it was like to grow up in poverty? Would it ever be possible for the judge to admire the determination of a young black girl not to give up?
Modus has continued to invite community, legislative, law enforcement, and religious leaders to step into the shoes of undocumented America and justice monologuists by reading their stories aloud in person and virtually at live events, and via Modus's 2 podcasts. Readers of Modus monologues include award-winning actor John Lithgow, feminist icon and author Gloria Steinman, and multiple Colorado law enforcement officials, Colorado state legislators, U.S. representatives, and immigration scholars. These prominent guest readers have been accompanied by Grammy Award-winning musicians including Yo-Yo Ma and Neil Young.
If no one hears these stories, then we can't compel people to work on these kinds of issues.
The success of these groundbreaking projects has been documented by American Theater Magazine, NPR, Washington Post, and USA Today, among other national, regional, and local publications. In 2022, Modus was recognized with Westword's Best Theater Programming Award.
I am here to bring my expertise, my insight, my empathy, and my heart to creating true justice.
Perception a lot of time is reality. And so we have to continue, even with that on our burden on our back, we got to continue to live beyond the perception, make what we're trying to do a reality. Because a lot of times our reality will try to dominate our existence. We can't let that happen.
Grace changed me more than punishment would. What punishment does, it builds walls and makes you tougher and harder.
What I want people to learn from my story is redemption. A lot of times we just give up. And I want all of our stories to be a push to keep going.
Even though I walk with this story and I live with my story, just how everybody else up here walks and lives with their story, y'all got a chance to step in.
Over its 10-year history, Modus's impact has been measured in conversation, legislation, the autobiographical stories told, and their impact on audiences, Modus monologuists, and guest readers.
The key is helping people remember their importance, understanding their magnificence, and then investing, like these people are doing, to help them reach their full potential.
We can't get complacent. We have to keep going. We can't give up. This country is sort of hoping that we'll get tired of our struggle and self-deport. But this is going to be our fight for the long term, and we have to do what we can to make sure that we're all treated fairly and with equity.
I've definitely been transformed by being able to sit in circle and relate to other people and feel like it wasn't just me, and it isn't a lonely world, and we have the power of all of us in order to make a change.
Modus Theater has provided a voice to those who were voiceless, and as a result, a lot of people are, speaking about things that they weren't speaking about, the injustices of the justice system.
You want me at the table. Systems don't change. People change.
What are we going to do now that my story is held in your arms and in your heart?